Hello everyone. Tonight, I want you to imagine that when you fall asleep, your bedroom quietly disappears. The familiar ceiling above you fades into darkness. The distant sound of passing cars slowly melts away. The glow of your phone is gone. Your to-do list has vanished, and tomorrow can wait. Because tonight, you're somewhere else, somewhere much quieter, somewhere the days move a little slower, where the mornings smell of fresh earth and dew-covered grass, where the loudest sound you'll hear is the gentle crow of a rooster greeting the sunrise. So get comfortable, close your eyes, take one slow, easy breath, and let yourself drift. At first, you notice the warmth, not the warmth of a blanket fresh from the dryer, something softer, the golden warmth of early spring sunlight resting gently across your face. You don't open your eyes immediately. Instead, you simply listen. There's no traffic, no humming refrigerator, no distant television, only birds, dozens of them. Their songs weave together like a tiny morning orchestra hidden among leafy branches. A breeze slips through a cracked bedroom window, carrying the scent of damp soil, pine trees, and wildflowers, and something wonderfully familiar. Fresh bread. Someone nearby must already be baking. The air itself feels different here. Cleaner. Cool enough to wake you gently, yet warm enough to make you want to stay beneath the quilt for just one more peaceful minute. Eventually, you open your eyes. Above you is a ceiling made of old wooden beams. They are uneven, beautifully imperfect. Sunlight spills between tiny gaps in the curtains, painting slow golden stripes across the room. Dust dances lazily in those beams of light, drifting without urgency. Everything here seems to move slowly, as though time itself has decided to relax. You sit up. The bed gives a soft creak beneath you. The quilt covering your legs is stitched together from dozens of colorful patches, each one slightly faded with age. Someone clearly made it by hand. It isn't perfect. Some of the stitching wanders slightly. One square doesn't quite line up with the next. But somehow, that only makes it feel warmer. Across the room sits a small wooden dresser. A tiny clay pot holds bright yellow daffodils picked only yesterday. Besides it rests an old watering can with tiny scratches covering its surface. Near the window hangs a simple calendar. The page has been turned to spring. Outside, you hear the cheerful clucking of chickens. A moment later comes the soft little snort of a cow somewhere beyond the fence. Then, a tiny bell jingles, perhaps tied around the neck of a wandering goat. You smile without realizing it. For reasons you can't quite explain, it feels as though you've lived here before. Not in memory, but somewhere deeper. Like remembering a dream you've had many times throughout your life. You stand and cross the wooden floor, each board gives a gentle creak beneath your feet. Nothing here is polished. Nothing is rushed. The farmhouse has the quiet confidence of a place that has been loved for so many generations. You reach the front door. The brass handle is cool in your hand. Slowly, you pull it open. Morning greets you. The world stretches endlessly before you in soft shades of emerald green. Rolling hills sway gently beneath the spring breeze. Cherry blossoms drift lazily through the air like tiny pink snowflakes. Far below, a winding dirt path disappears towards a peaceful little town nestled between forests and mountains. Thin streams of smoke curl from stone chimneys. Somewhere in the distance, a church bell rings once. Not because anyone is in a hurry, simply because morning has arrived. You step onto the old wooden porch. The boards feel warm beneath your bare feet. A robin lands on the fence just a few feet away. It tilts its head curiously towards you, then happily returns to searching the grass for breakfast. To your left, rows of freshly planted parsnips poke tiny green leaves through the rich brown earth. Drops of morning dew sparkle on every leaf like scattered diamonds. Nearby, an old scarecrow stands faithfully watching over the field. Its little straw hat has slipped sideways during the night. It somehow looks proud anyway. You laugh quietly to yourself. This place has no interest in perfection. Everything is slightly worn, slightly crooked, slightly handmade, and somehow that makes it feel more alive. A breeze carries the scent of pine forest from the mountains beyond your farm, mixed with wildflowers, fresh rain, warm earth, and somewhere, very faintly, the comforting aroma of coffee drifting from the little cafe in town. You haven't even taken your first full step into this valley, yet already it feels like home. You pause on the porch for just a little while longer, not because there's anywhere you need to be, but because there is something wonderfully unfamiliar about having nowhere urgent to go. Back home, mornings often begin with clocks, alarms, schedules, notifications waiting patiently behind glowing screens. Here, the morning seems to unfold on its own, asking nothing from you except that you notice it. A butterfly drifts lazily across the garden, its pale yellow wings catching the sunlight before settling upon a tiny white flower. A honeybee hums from blossom to blossom with quiet determination, so absorbed in its work that it barely seems to notice your presence. The breeze stirs once more, gently rustling the leaves of a great oak tree standing proudly beside the farmhouse. Hanging from one of its sturdy branches is an old wooden swing. Its ropes have weathered over many seasons, yet they remain strong. The seat rocks almost imperfectly, moved only by the passing wind. You make a quiet promise to yourself that perhaps before the day is over, you'll spend a few peaceful, minutes there. A soft cluck catches your attention. Just beyond the fence, several chickens wander through the grass, pecking thoughtfully at seeds and insects hidden beneath the morning dew. Their feathers shine in shades of white, brown, and golden amber, each one moving with an amusing seriousness that makes you smile. One particular round hen waddles towards you with great confidence, as though she has known you for years. She stops at your boots, looks up, lets out one small, cheerful cluck, then continues on her important journey across the yard. You can't help but laugh. There's something comforting about animals that never seem to rush. Nearby, the old red barn rests quietly beneath the bright morning sky. Sunlight filters through tiny gaps between the weathered wooden boards, creating thin ribbons of light inside. You gently slide the large barn door open, just enough to peek inside. The scent is warm and earthy. Fresh hay, sweet grain, old timber. Everything smells clean in the simple way only a well-loved barn can. A gentle cow lifts her head as you enter. Her large dark eyes seem calm beyond words. She blinks once, chews thoughtfully, then returns to her breakfast. Nearby, two goats stand balanced atop an old wooden crate for reasons known only to themselves. One stretches its neck curiously towards you before deciding that breakfast is still far more interesting than visitors. The sound of slow chewing fills the barn like quiet conversation. Nothing here feels lonely. The animals simply exist alongside one another, each content in its own peaceful routine. After a few quiet moments, you step back outside. The morning sun has climbed a little higher now, warming the fields with a soft golden glow. Tiny droplets of dew continue to sparkle on every blade of grass, transforming the farm into something that almost feels enchanted. You begin walking along the narrow dirt path leading away from the farmhouse. Small stones crunch gently beneath your boots. On either side of the path, wildflowers bloom in clusters of violet, blue, and white, nodding politely as the breeze passes through. Dragonflies dart gracefully above a nearby pond where lily pads float upon perfectly still water. A frog quietly slips beneath the surface the moment it notices your shadow. The only ripples that remain spread outward in slow circles before disappearing entirely. You stop at a weathered wooden bridge crossing a narrow stream. The water is so remarkably clear that every smooth pebble resting on the bottom is visible. Tiny fish glide effortlessly through shafts of sunlight, occasionally pausing before disappearing beneath patches of waving green plants. You lean against the railing. The wood feels warm beneath your hands. For several minutes, you simply watch the water flow. There is something strangely mesmerizing about it. The stream never hurries. It doesn't force itself around the stones. It simply finds its own gentle path, weaving around every obstacle with quiet patience. You wonder how often people forget that life can move this way, too. Not every problem requires force. Sometimes, the easiest path is simply the one that keeps flowing. A breeze stirs the nearby trees, and hundreds of fresh green leaves begin whispering softly together overhead. You close your eyes, the sound is almost like gentle rain. Far away, somewhere beyond the hills, you hear the slow whistle of a train. Not loud, not intrusive, just enough to remind you that somewhere beyond this peaceful valley, another world continues to move at its unusual, hurried pace. But it feels impossibly distant now. Here, the valley seems wrapped inside its own little pocket of time, a place where seasons are measured by flowers instead of calendars, where neighbors wave simply because they're happy to see one another, where a loaf of warm bread shared across a fence somehow feels more valuable than anything money could buy. Eventually, your feet carry you farther down the winding path until the rooftops of the little town begin to appear between the trees. Their colorful shingles catch the sunlight like scattered storybook illustrations. Thin trails of smoke curl lazily from brick chimneys. Window boxes overflow with tulips and daisies. Somewhere ahead, you hear the pleasant ringing of a shop bell as someone opens a door, and laughter, warm, unhurried. The kind of laughter that belongs to people who know one another by name. As you step through the simple wooden gate, welcoming visitors into the town, you find yourself wondering not what adventure awaits, but who you might meet first. And somehow, that feels like the beginning of exactly the kind of day you've been hoping for.